Dr. Hepburn, please join me again at the podium. We just wanted to make sure you walked across the stage again so everybody can get a chance to look. For this special moment honoring an exceptional group of students, Nova Middle School's pre-law students clinched their third straight national title at the We the People competition in Washington, D.C. Their dedication and civic knowledge have cemented them as a national academic force. At this time, please welcome the pre-law students from Nova Middle School with their advisor, Kristen Murphy, Broward County Public Schools 2018 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Landon Spellberg, student advisor to the board from Western High School, will also be joined with us for this presentation. Dr. Hepburn will ask questions. Dr. Hepburn will ask questions and listen cleanly as the students answer. This is going to be interesting. The questions are also on the screen. They're not going to be on the screen? I thought you had them on the screen for Doc. I tried to help you. You're your own.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Landon Spellberg, the very proud student advisor to the school board from Western High School. Thank you. Can we welcome the Nova pre-law students out to the stage? I got the magic touch. All right. You ready, Dr. Hepburn?
I'm ready.
August 16, 2024 marked the start of a bicentennial celebration of the farewell tour of Marquis de Lafayette, who was a significant figure in American history. He fought in numerous battles and played a crucial role in securing America's independence. Now for your questions.
All right. First question. What challenges did America face during Lafayette's farewell tour in 1824? And how are those challenges similar to the ones American democracies face today?
Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman, Lafayette. Known as the hero of two worlds, Marquis de Lafayette was a French aristocrat who volunteered in the American Revolution, serving as a major general under George Washington.
Just 19, he helped fight for the freedom of a new nation and risked his life. At the Battle of Brandywine, he helped lead despite being wounded. Lafayette cornered Cornwallis at the decisive Battle of Yorktown.
His belief in individual rights, self-government, and public service helped shape America's democratic ideals. In 1824, still committed to American values, he returns for a farewell tour, visiting all 24 states and reuniting the spirit of 76.
Between the end of the war and Lafayette's 1824 return, America faced challenges. The tide election of 1800 and the alleged corrupt bargain of 1824 sparked outrage. The War of 1812 ended in a stalemate in 1815.
Rapid growth, westward expansion, and increasing political division. The era of good feelings gave way to intense partisan rivalry. Debates raged over states' rights, federal authority, voting, and slavery. These frayed America's sense of unity.
And the issues mirror modern challenges. Fierce debates over federal versus state powers and election procedures, protests over police conduct, and political polarization.
Just as in 1824, the health of the American democracy depended on ensuring the broad civic participation and finding unity despite deep differences. Lafayette believed liberty required sacrifice. He risked his life to serve a foreign nation because he believed in its ideals.
Quote, "The moment I heard of America, I loved her. The moment I shall be able to serve her will be the happiest of my life," end quote. His actions during the American Revolution greatly influenced American ideas of civic duty and public service by demonstrating how individuals, including the young and privileged, could serve liberty and the common good.
He used his own wealth to fund war efforts, risked his life in battle, and formed a close bond with George Washington, symbolizing transatlantic solidarity for freedom. He helped shape the American belief that civic responsibility includes serving one's country and defending its founding ideals.
Americans greeted him as an embodiment of those revolutionary principles, reinforcing the idea that citizenship includes an active engagement in public life and a duty to preserve freedom for future generations. The tour wasn't just a celebration, it was a call to action, reminding citizens to stay engaged, defend liberty, and strive for unity and equality.
Civic virtue was essential to the founders. George Washington, in his farewell address, warned the nation against apathy and partisanship, reminding the nation of our responsibilities.
It highlighted the unique aspect of democracy. The United States stood in sharp contrast to many European nations that were currently ruled by monarchies and rigid voting systems. Voting rights were limited to wealthy landowners, and social mobility was restricted.
In contrast, the U.S., still imperfect, was built on the idea that leaders should be chosen, not born into power. Lafayette's tour celebrated a system where civic virtue and public service were honored over titles.
Over time, these democratic ideals have expanded through constitutional amendments and social movements. While voting and civil rights were limited in Lafayette's time, the values he helped champion have evolved.
Slavery was abolished, women gained the right to vote, and civil rights protections were enacted.
And landmark cases like Brown versus Board of Education in 1954 have brought us closer to equality. Today, Lafayette's tour is remembered as a celebration, not only of one man's contributions, but of the American experiment, a government of the people,
By the people.
For the people.
Lafayette once said, "Humanity has won its battle. Liberty now has a country. And that country is
The United States of America. Thank you.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But we're not done yet. I have some follow-up questions. Just like you experienced at the Nationals, I have some follow-up questions. My first question is, many military leaders have shaped American history, especially during the Revolution. What makes Lafayette stand out as a truly unique figure?
First, Lafayette was French. He was not a colonist and was certainly not an American. He had no personal stake in the American Revolution, but still committed to it, risking his life and his fortune.
Second, he had a real talent for military command. He was only 19 when he came to help us fight. At the Battle of Brandywine, he led troops in an orderly retreat despite being shot. And he cornered the British general, Cornwallis, at the peninsula of Yorktown.
It was due to his efforts that France helped the Americans and the French fleet that kept Cornwallis from escaping by sea.
Additionally, as slavery continued to exist for about 8 more decades, Lafayette opposed slavery and advocated abolishing it to Washington and others.
Okay. Sounds like Lafayette was a rock star. To the people of his time especially. Can you think of a modern day equivalent to Lafayette?
Well, a modern version of Lafayette could be Fareed Zakaria, who is he is an immigrant like Lafayette, actually born in India, but he is also an author who encourages Americans to vote and writes books on civic virtue.
Well, I would argue Joshua Wong would be an excellent candidate for being the new Lafayette, as he's a civil rights activist from Hong Kong, and he shared many of the same general ideas as Lafayette, such as democracy and equality.
An example of someone that could portray Lafayette very well in our time could be General Tim Collins, an Irish Army officer who was famous during his time for his speech made on the Iraqi War, getting a place in the Oval Office during George Bush's presidency.
Malala Yousafzai was a girl who was almost assassinated by her Taliban in Afghanistan. She spoke out to her government, and then she was attempted to be assassinated. She's like Lafayette because she spoke out for what she believed was right, like what she would be like was right was equality for girls' education, like how Lafayette believed in equality.
Okay, awesome. So let's say Lafayette was still alive today and came back to the United States. What would he have to say about the U.S. today?
Well, he'd be a mix of both inspired and troubled. He'd probably praise our progress towards liberty and equality, but be alarmed by the depth of political polarization, low civic engagement, and inability of many Americans to engage in civic discourse.
Lafayette would also likely urge Americans to recommit to civic responsibility, informed debates, and service to the common good, all values that he embodied during both the American and French revolutions.
Awesome. Let's give these students a huge round of applause. And leadership is going to present you guys with some awards. And one more time for these national champions. Just when we thought the future was getting a little bit dim, it is obvious and it is bright. And we're going to attempt to take a group picture. Let's see how we get through this one. Tall people in the back.
Hey, I don't know about you. I think we need to give them another round of applause. Hey, some of them had 1, 2, 3, and 4 parts, and they was passing the mic like it was a marathon, like they were a relay race, and they couldn't wait to get the microphone, and they was ready to speak. So much confidence, and guess what, Sue? No script. Hey, choose the best. Well, that sounds so raggedy. Let's try it again. Choose the best. Again, thank you, Nova Middle School pre-law students. That was phenomenal. 3-time winners, and at the state and national levels, just simply amazing. We can't say enough. And always remember, when you choose BCPS, choose BA. Hey, the way they was passing that microphone, you want to choose your school too. All right? Now, are you ready for another student performance?